So we're going to be doing a phone battle comparison with the Galaxy Z Flip 5 versus the Motorola Razr Plus. Now, the Z Flip 5 specs have been leaked, and Samsung's really been the leader in the flip phone market now for the last few years, but honestly, with the release of the Razr Plus, things are looking to finally change. Now, as far as the Z Flip 5, it is going to have an upgraded cover screen at 3.4 inches, which is actually bigger than the 1.9-inch cover display on the Z Flip 4. However, it's still going to be smaller than the Razr Plus cover screen, which is 3.6 inches. Other than that, with the Z Flip 5, you've got a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, and you're also going to have around the same price point at $1,000. So probably not going to be a whole lot different there. As far as the screen size, it looks like it's going to be exactly the same size as the Z Flip 4. It's 6.7 inches. It's going to be an AMOLED display. And on the Razr Plus, it's actually a 6.9-inch display, so it's going to be a little bit bigger there. And then, of course, battery sizes are going to be very close. You know, you're looking at a 3700 mAh on the Z Flip 5, and you've got a 3800 mAh on the Razr Plus. So if we put all of this together, guys, I think the value here is going to be going with the Motorola phone for, you know, the reasons that the phones are basically going to be very similar. It's just you get some added features on the Razr Plus as far as just a bigger screen, bigger cover display, slightly bigger battery life, and yeah. All right, so the next thing I want to do here is, if you missed this the other day, I'm just going to pull up, you know, the 5 reasons where I think the Motorola Razr Plus is worth getting. So let's pull it up. So the Motorola Razr Plus is a game changer. You know, I've been using this phone for the last couple of weeks, and it really got me thinking about the original Razr that launched in the early 2000s, and I was curious what that thing was selling for when it first came out, and apparently it was $1,500, which is crazy to think about. You know, fast forward to today, this phone is selling for $1,000, and I really wanted to go over 5 of the new features on this phone that just make it awesome. And obviously, the first thing we got to talk about is the cover screen. Now, it is currently the biggest of all flip phones. It's 3.6 inches. You know, you can run different apps, watch videos, play games, which is what you're seeing right here. It's pretty crazy, but you can do a lot more than that. But the other thing too is when this phone is folded, it's got a minimal, if any, crease. You know, I compared this to the Galaxy Z Flip series, the newest one, and there's actually a little bit of a space in there when you fold it, but on this phone, you know, it's perfect. You know, there's nothing in the way, and there's really no crease, which you can see here on the display. This phone also comes with a 32 megapixel selfie camera. So if you're somebody who likes to take selfies, that's kind of a big deal. The camera on this overall is pretty good though for, you know, just taking phone photography, recording video. Okay, another cool feature back to the cover screen is that you can make phone calls on the cover screen. If you can believe that. I actually tested this out and I was like, oh my God, you can actually just have this phone folded like this and make phone calls. You don't even have to open it up, and it works really well. Okay, and obviously the last feature I got to mention here is it's got that huge display. When it's opened up, it's 6.9 inches, and of course the newest processor. But honestly, guys, you know, this phone is incredible. It's probably one of my favorite phones to be using right now, and it's not going to cost as much as getting like a foldable. You know, if you're looking at the Galaxy Fold or like the Pixel Fold, those are going to cost upwards of like, you know, $1,500 plus. Okay, of course, if you want to learn more about this phone, you can check out our full detailed review as well as some, you know, price links and all that good stuff directly below in the description. But lastly, I want to run some Diablo Immortal because, you know, I'm a huge mobile gamer, and I think it's just kind of cool to see this phone in action. So let's run it.
The undead. What fate has befallen Wortham? All lives consumed by darkness. Get away from those villagers. Still recharging. Kathos favors me.
An outsider.
You're trying my patience.
Of course, before we get more into this, we wanted to recommend our must-try app, which is Ignition Poker. Now, the cool thing about Ignition is they have both free and real money games. You can play up to 4 tables at a time, and they've got some of the biggest tournaments to play online. Now, this hand right here was pretty sick. We had an ace-10 suited in a $200 cash game, and we flopped the biscuits. Of course, as you're watching this hand play out, if you wanted to learn more about Ignition or get started, we'll have some resource links directly below in the description.
You there? I received the mail. You it's one. Will God. Get to safety. I'll fight the villagers. Kathos favors me. You're trying my patience. I need more time. You're trying my patience. Never rush a child, Uncle Kathos. You're trying my patience. This must be the cavern the gods spoke of. More time. No, not yet. Kathos. I need more time. The will of the mountain perseveres. Give me a moment. My patience. Another sacrifice arrives. Through your flesh, the Lord of Damnation shall have his prize. My patience. My health returns. Never rush a child. Still judge me. Behold the gift of hell's new master. incarnate. Gods. You're all right. You're an adventurer. That's